Okay. So this is we're gonna do a little bit of a test today. This is my setup. Okay. Should basically be blank. Okay, cool. Let's see live chat. There we go. So in speaking with Nesbit earlier, well, recently, when running Dynalad or a LOD generator, um, he mentioned to leave off the people of Skyrim TPOS2, as well as if you're running it Whiterun, leave them off from your generator completely. So I had them in when I used TextGen and Dynalad. And the only things that I really noticed, and we'll get in the game here in a second. Let me hit run. I'll get everything started up here. The only thing I really know, we're gonna do like a side by side, because what I can do is I'll show what I'm talking about um, once the game loads up here, and then we'll adjust some things. We'll rerun Dynalad without them, and it shouldn't hurt anything. Give me 1 second here. It's gonna go blank on you guys for a second. Just wait for it to boot up here. Oop, maybe not. You're gonna get a black screen there for a sec, or a waiting screen. Literally just. Ooh, there we go. Okay, let me switch over here to OBS. Okay, that'll capture game. Sweet. That'll pop up on your screen in a second there. We're right outside Windhelm with this character. Like I said, this is a new play. I think we're at level 4 or 5 with my Nord. Um, but before I go any further with the play, I want to test this. So we made it here to Windhelm. I want to see. I'm gonna go over the bridge. We came the one direction. We came from the Whiterun area, past Valtheim Towers. Yeah, we're almost level 5. We're close. I knew we were somewhere in there. The INI settings for the uncapper seem to be working perfectly the way I have them adjusted. With this now we're running Ordinator, and I'm running the Dirty Weasel version for Ordinator, but they're adjusted. So let me do a couple things here. Let me turn the music and audio, turn the master down a little bit, turn the music down just a tad bit. Okay, and now you're able to see architecture at a distance. That's always been fine for certain things, but not for everything. I'm also going to toggle God mode on here for a second, so I can sprint. There we go. I want to check something with Rebellion in regards to what you can see. Now you can see the added structures, the architecture. This is fine. This has always been good at a distance. What I've always encountered issues is you can see the distant terrain there, the path going up the mountain, and you can see the snow, and you can see the road. At this distance, this has always been fine. Let's see here. Let's look at the bridge. So these are 2 NPCs. These guys, I believe he said, were supposed to be pathing differently. Now, Yeah. Okay. So this is what he's referring to. We didn't come from this way. We came from the like I said, the Whiterun side. We went through Morvenskar already. Let me just. I want to see if Rebellion is doing the same thing it's doing before. And yeah. Okay. So as you can see, this is the part of Rebellion that I had issues with this once, and then I just used a different file, and it corrected it. And I'm using the same file again, and it seems to have reverted. And right there, it froze and crashed. Okay. Or it just froze. Okay. So let me see if I can even pull up my task manager. It's not letting me. That's wonderful. Trouble free until I decide to run the game, huh? Yeah, Skyrim's not responding, so. And it won't let me force close it. I've had issues with this entire time with the game. That's awesome. Oh, there it is. Okay. So Skyrim's closed now. Let's just check the. So we're gonna try this. Let me switch over in OBS here. All right, there we go. So that was one of the issues. I'm going to rerun this. We're going to take Dynalot and TextGen off. And I'm going to have to remove, and we're going to have to rerun these both. Okay. So let us do this. We're going to have to move our maps back up all the way under Dawnguard delayed for now. Should be right here. Right above alternate start. Okay. We're going to take all the ones that he told me to take off. Oh, that would also be why. No, they're underneath. Okay, so TPOS2, yeah, Rebellion's right there. Alright, Morthal is okay. We're going to take Rebellion off. We're going to take Whiterun off. Guild City of Thieves for Riften should be fine. Riverwood Grove should be fine. Morthal should be fine. And TPOS2 we're also going to take off from the lot. This is going to throw things out of whack, though, for me. This is definitely going to throw things out of whack. What I mean by that is I'm going to have to move these files again once I untick this. Okay. And then I believe the other ones are just Nordic Life and Markarth Origin, which should be fine. They're right here. Okay. So we're going to go back down. We're going to create the TextGen and Dynalot folders again. Okay. All right. And then maybe this will fix the issue. So keep these two checked. We're going to go into TextGen first. I just want to make sure. See, yeah, there's throwing. It's going to tell me missing masters. And this is for obscures. So I'm not sure if I want to leave this ticked. It should be the only one that's giving me an error. because the patch is now in Obscure's college. And since I don't have TPOS enabled when I run my LODs, if this is going to be fine. I'm assuming it will be because I'm going to re-add TPOS afterwards, but we're going to find out. So like I said, it's not, I have that save. As long as I don't go anywhere near that section where Rebellion is, I'm okay. Alright, so text in, and like I said, this is going to take a little while. I'm just going to rerun it. I have all my settings are the same. They're not changed. I am going to change my Dyndalod from ultra down to high, or from high to mid. I think that's how it goes. We're gonna let this go. Um, where is my? Okay. So let me just check my. Open this up. There we go. All right. So yeah, you can see it pops it up. Should be the only thing um, at the bottom with this, but my my map mod's obviously going to be below it. That's why we had to remove, put the map mod back up above. After you run these two generators, you'll drop your map mod underneath Dyndalod. You'll want it, uh, underneath. Where these two are here are normally Dyndalad's usually the lowest, and then over here in the right you'll have the ESP. The Dyndalod master will be the lowest master file, and then the Dyndalod ESP will be at the very bottom. We're gonna rerun this. It's gonna take a little bit, but I'm looking to see if I had anything else. So you'll notice I am using Growl, Enei's new werewolf mod. Some of you, if you were around yesterday during the stream, may have noticed that my character turned into a werewolf. Well, I sort of uh, incidentally took like a vial of serum, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna immediately turn me or if it was gonna be something that was over time. Well, it immediately turned me right in the middle of Whiterun. We had to reload a save. But I didn't actually get it the second time around. I guess it's a random spawn within the level list for vendors. So, but I'm interested to see this. That's why this character is a 180 from my normal play style of mage, vampire, etc. Nord, warrior, two-handed, which I actually like better than sword and board, but that's just me. Um, I'm not really a fan of using shields at all. I mean, I'll block with the two-handed, but I mean, if I'm going to use a weapon, it's going to be in both hands. Same with the bow. This character uses bows as kind of a backup. It's going to be something we're going to use to help with dragons and like enemies at a distance. Not in sneak, obviously. Um, but we're running the special edition of Moral Loot, not Ultimate. So just the one mod, not all the patches. Um, let's go back. Let's see here. I don't think I added anything else. Yeah, like I said, both the map mods will be put down back underneath. They need to be up above for it to take precedence in Dyndalod. So we have to make sure we put these back up above them, above everything, and then once it's all finished, we'll drop it back down below. I'm still using the combination of immersive sounds and lucidity. I love it. The new effects from lucidity are fantastic. Um, I used to use audio overhaul with immersive sounds, and there's a patch for those. Lucidity's been out for a little bit. I don't believe there is a patch for these two. I couldn't find one. There doesn't seem like you need one. It's just whichever one is lower will take precedence. So since this is reading top to bottom, or yeah, top to bottom, but bottom being the top of my load order. So that's why we're going this way to the bottom instead of the other way. Um, Immersive sounds is first, and it's being overwritten by lucidity. So anything you get in this one um, that you want overwritten by lucidity, um, that's the precedence it's going to take. If you didn't want it that way, just swap them around or pick one or the other. I like them both together. I don't think there was really anything else. The only other quests I still have on death listed, but I won't be doing it, I don't think, with this character. Um, I might, and it would be the first time ever I'm doing the other side of it, the good, quote unquote, side of it. I'm really not looking forward to doing that. Um, Typically, the only and headset keeps going off. The only reason why you would even throw undeath in your load order is if you're planning on doing the undeath side of it. I mean, that's what the mod's about. That's what it's for. But it does let you complete the quests in two ways. Um, I've just never experienced the side where you kind of go against everything that the mod's for. And of course, the enemy of my enemy is in. We're using Ordinator. And let me just check text gen. Text gen is done. Sweet. We'll go back into this in a second. So text gen output, I can refresh this. That is good. Um, Dindo light output, we're going to run Dindo. So this is without TPOS2, without Whiterun, without Rebellion. And let's see here. Go to advance. Alright, click, select all. Yeah, see low, medium, and high. I'm going to stay with high for this. There's no ultra. I thought there was an ultra, but my system can handle it. Just make sure the candles and effects glow are good. So I have my LOD brightness set to -2. Okay. I know some use -3, some don't touch it. I leave mine at 2. I used to have it at -3, and I reduced it slightly, and it seems to be fine. So we're going to run this. This one's going to take longer. I'll go back over my list a little bit. We went back to Obsidian. Let me just make sure this is... Okay, yeah, it's going fine. I went back to Obsidian. Weathers. Where is it? Right there. And pretty basic for my weathers. Obsidian. It's got the mountain fogs included, obviously. Um, Ethereal clouds. And the cathedral night sky, the blue lore textures for the sky, and just smooth sky mesh. They're the only ones that I have. I didn't go too crazy with it. Uh, we're using Dave's Mountains 4K, and this this is the majestic version. It includes the moss rocks, and I also overwrote it with the dark 4K, so the mountains are slightly darker. Vadosperm for the grass has its own innie, um, which I haven't touched. I leave it alone. It's set conservatively, so like I said, the last two times I ran my grass mods, I set them a little more conservatively, and I noticed performance boost up by about 2 FPS, give or take. I don't think I've really strayed away from 58, 59 at all. And even when I had them uh, set a little less conservative, I would drop it from, I think, what do I have it set at, 60? I had it set to 50 or 45. It still wasn't much of an FPS hit, but I did swap out Matthew's trees for enhanced vanilla trees because we had some issues with Matthew's with the moss hanging off the trees. Some trees were just out of place, I noticed. And it's a trees and plants mod. So it makes your plants look really nice. And while the trees look amazing, some of them are and they're not 100% perfect. And it is more of an FPS drain, more of a resource drain than EVT is. I took the realistic aspens and the snowy pines, and I just used the enhanced version. I didn't go with the large custom or anything like that. So while the trees definitely look bigger, you'll notice the pines are a little more full. It's not crazy. Again, I noticed, like I said, my performance hasn't ticked much off of 60 at all on Ultra with the way that I have this set up. We are still using Matthew's landscape, his 3D landscapes. There's the billboards for that, and then just some mushroom and plant textures that I threw in that I like. Um, no other LODs or anything else like that. I don't have anything else. No other quests. I don't have any added dungeons. Uh, city overhauls, just Winterhold Restored, Nordic Life, and Markarth Origin. And we're running the Legendary Cities, Frontier Fortress, which I pretty much always run. No other settlements. I don't have anything else. I mean, this and TPOS cover everything that I need. So, diverse dragons, deadly dragons, patches. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't have them set on insane. I think I have them set on the middle one. And I don't have their values tweaked. I set it to the middle setting and left it alone for now. And we don't even have dragons spawning yet. So I went back to R's farmhouse because it's my favorite, and I love it, and I missed it. So we're back to that, of course. Matthew's 3D stone walls, uh, rustic windows, always Peltapalooza. These are normal things you'll see. Went back to the noble furniture. This is the replacer with rustic, and the retext projects, both of them. Make sure if you're running any Deathbell mod, put them under Forgotten Retexts because this does cover them. So Mari's Deathbells, uh, load it underneath. Okay. And if it looks like it's above, it's not. It's just we're going bottom to top. And then the Rudy HQ series. These are individual. The rest has a lot of stuff in it. This is large. And then the miscellaneous lanterns. Combat, just Wildcat right now. It's doing its job. I've been playing. Let's see. This character's playing. We're playing on master difficulty with this guy. So, um, just a bunch of textures. We're using the WizKid signs. This is a large file. This is almost as big. I think it may be bigger than Matthew's 3D signs. I wasn't sure I wanted to use this. This was one that I really didn't have a good look at. And from the pictures, it looks like the signs are paper thin, meaning the width, the girth, however you want to like say it. But when you look at the signs from the side, you can see that there is some depth to them. It's not just a piece of paper hanging off of a post or something like that. But the textures, there's no denying the textures with these at all. They are really well done. Uh, Homes and contents. These are just some clutter stuff, miscellaneous. This is all Matthew, his 3D stuff, his 3D misc. You can see what we took. Apocalypse and Forgotten Magic. Although this character won't use magic, I always run these two mods, Apocalypse and Forgotten. And then a couple more random miscellaneous textures. Ennead Septums, the Rose Gold. A lot of rustic, a lot of Gamwich stuff in here too as well. The frescoes. I will not play the game without this anymore. I love it. And then immersive jewelry. Large mod, definitely worth it. Throw it in your load order. Set it and forget it. Animated Clutter, another one I can't play without. It's one I've ported over to console as well. Uh, so for weapons and armor, A Midian Born everything. In common clothes, we have immersive weapons and immersive armors, and the Midian Born textures for immersive armors. Cloaks of Skyrim, Cloaks of the Nords, Lean Wolves, T Skyrim, True Weapons, and Lore Weapons expansion, and a bunch of replacers of the Frankly HD series, pretty much all of them. And then for the Legion, Perfect Legionnaire, it goes all the way down to the shield replacer. I took the red cloth variant and the red shield to match. And then the rest of the... I went fairly conservative. I didn't use all of the replacers I normally do. I went pretty easy on it because this character won't be using most of them. But Oriel's bow definitely, because he will be using bows. So at some point we will be using... Sorry, at some point we will be using the bow. Let me see here. Setup's pretty basic. Let me see. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's still working. So like I said, this is just a test. Apache, the Hares. We do have KS in there as well. Windsong, immersive character overhaul. It's the only one that I'm running. I don't have any other NPCs. I don't have anything merged, anything like that. This is the patch for Skyrim Revamped and Wicco. And then we just have eyes, Northbourne scars, beards, and my Braven. I have my Nord preset saved. Alistair's the mage that I have. It's active, but it's not being used. Obviously, it's not going to affect anything. And then for followers, I run extensible follower framework for my vanilla followers. So right now, for Eric the Slayer, since I took Eric as the Nord start, it's the unique one to Nord from Live Another Life. We immediately dismiss him, and then we rehire him. Doesn't cost you any gold, and it allows you to then start EFF. Otherwise, he'll use the vanilla framework because he's already a follower when you start the game. So the MCM panel fix, which I honestly don't really need it. I don't really need it in here, but it's in here. And then Murray is the custom follower. I've been wanting to use her for a while on PC. I've used her on console, and she's a good follower, especially for this character. Um, Witcher 3 armors. This is the compilation set. At some point, we will maybe use them. It's the only other one that I really have in there, aside from the Lynn's Necromancer robes. And I won't be using this for this character. This is just kind of copied over from my last play. I did take a lot of stuff out. Guard's armor replacer, obviously, this is a must-have for me. And we're using rustic children. Pretty simple. They still look like semi-potatoes, but they're not, not miniature beauty pageant children. So as far as creatures and animals, I basically kept it to bellyaches and some stuff by Cajun or Kajwan. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. I probably butchered it, and I apologize. And let's see, effects: corpse burned, mist shadow marks, Kansu, Embers HD, and the big ones here are Inferno and Arctic, the Fire and Frost Redux, both of those. Holy Wards, just to throw in there because I had it in there from before. Violins, Footprints, Quick Light, Imperious, the Races, that has to go in. Since I'm still not, well, the only magic I'm running is Restoration, but I don't even think this character is going to be perking into it. Maybe the basic perk for healing. He's going to rely a little more on potions than anything else. So, strange runes, pretty much it doesn't matter having this, but I have it in there. Head tracking and realistic conversations. For my lighting, ELFX, we're back to that with the patches, and E&B light for the various things you can see here. The soul gems, nern roots, death bells, moss fireflies, chorus eggs and sacks, bathardums, dwemer lanterns. We're running Obscure's College as my college mod of choice. It is my favorite. Um, yeah, like I said, Marloot SE, not ultimate. I threw RDO back in, and I did notice the added dialogue with Eric. I missed this, taking this out. I didn't think I was gonna miss it, but I do. Stuff's noticeable to me, so Serana dialogue edit. Once we get her, you'll see what this does. I threw in convenient horses. I finally remembered to put it in. So it's in. These guys will be using horses. Okay. Dandalad's finished. Just let me go over the rest of it. Things that are required by TPOS. Uh, Let me see. Drunken Head. Drunken, Sinking Head, Idle Fix, and We Don't Float. Obviously. TPOS 2, and all of Nesbitt's mods. Riverwood Grove, Guild City of Thieves, Whiterun, Rebellion, Morthal Ages. And then the usual suspects towards the end. Finis, the patches, Legacies patches, and we're running all geared up, derivative, SE, all good. And that's it, that's the list. I can run that whole thing down. Let me close this out. Let's save and exit Dindalad. Alright. So what this is going to do is we're going to refresh this. And yeah, see, I'm not getting the little lightning bolt marker that I was before. Alright, so now we have to retick TPOS2. And that's going to unfortunately throw this all at the bottom. So we're going to have to bring this up. First of all, let's throw Dindalad up. We'll activate Dindalad here. What is it missing? This probably needs to stay at the bottom. Oh, I didn't tick the master. I threw the master up, right? And I didn't tick it, of course, like an idiot. Probably should have done that first. Alright, we have to move all of the TPOS files. Complete. Alright, we're going to put this underneath. We don't float. Above alternate start. That is not right. It needs to go under alternate start. I'm trying to think of where I had this. Above Finis. Ah, right here. Okay. So we don't float, and drunk sinking head idle fix is there. There is no plugin for it though, however. You'll see we have, this starts the singular ones. Guild City Thieves, Riverwood Grove should be up here. We want Riverwood Grove down here. So Riverwood Grove, then Guild City Thieves, then... Alright, so we're gonna tick on Whiterun. We're gonna put it under Riften. We're gonna tick on Rebellion. Put it under Whiterun. But above Morthal Ages, which should be next. Yes, it is. Okay. And anything else we have to tick? I don't believe so. I think that's it. I believe that is everything. Hey, Wind. Hey, Ren. I am going over an issue I'm having. Nesbit is having me check Dindalad. So with TPOS2, he was telling me not to run Dindalad and TextGen with TPOS2, with Whiterun, the walls, or Rebellion. Deactivate all of these. Then run Dindalad or your Lod generator. Once it's finished, then reactivate them, which means you're going to have to remove in your load order in your plugins tab where everything goes. That's exactly what I was doing here. So we wanted, yeah, alternate starts right here. The patches, then let's see. This is Obscures College patch. I have to actually bring this underneath TPOS complete. That's the patch for Obscures. This is enhanced lights. Everything else here should be fine. Yep. Okay, we're gonna give this a test. So we just reran TextGen and Dindalad. Um, let's go back into the game, and I will. Yeah, I wasn't aware of it either until today, Wind. Um, it's gonna go blank. The screen's gonna go blank on you for a second there. Just I'm getting in game here, and of course it's gonna take a little bit after it first compiles everything from Dindalad. Yeah, it froze on me when I went to check near outside of Windhelm where Rebellion, you could see Rebellion from a distance. So we're gonna try it this way and see. I ran into this issue once before, and I'm using the exact same file that I did before because I had it saved. Well, I'm not gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing it for a while today. Um, this right now is kind of just a test. I know Nesbitt said he was going to. He has some things to do. I believe they're putting fiber in for him today, so he may be busy with that. But let's go back. So this is the save right outside Windhelm. This is from my actual save game. So we're just gonna test and see. Like I said, worst case scenario is I don't see a difference. Then I either need to revert or I don't have to revert. I just won't be able to go near this area. But for whatever reason, Rebellion was crashing on me out here. So let me just do the usual things. We're just gonna quickly toggle God mode on. Alright, so let's take a look at. Oh, I didn't move the map down below. Damn it. I don't think that's gonna have any effect. It might. I don't know. Now the map looks identical to what it was before. You're also going to notice that the volume is down ever so slightly. That's fine. I had it down on purpose. So let's see if anything's changed with... Yeah, you can't see Nesbitt's structures. That's unfortunate. Yep, all those structures that were hanging in the distance, you now cannot see them. That doesn't seem right. You can see this stuff up close, obviously. Oh, there's bandit scum. He doesn't have anything I want. Okay. I'm gonna have to rerun it again, I guess. But let's check to see Rebellion. This is the main thing that, since I'm here in this area. Yeah, you really can't see any of See, now you can see his structures start to pop in right there. Whereas before you were able to see them very far away. That's Would show those
faithless dogs who this land belongs to.
Yeah, and the NPCs aren't pathing. They're supposed to be pathing. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, so yeah. So it looks like well, maybe not. Hold on. Get over to this side here. So here's where the issue used to be. And it all looks good now. I am curious about this area right here because when I went over to this side here, this is where the crash happened. But as you can see, it's not there anymore. The part of Rebellion that you were able to see right through the mountains right there weren't even there. So from my findings, it looks like TPOS2 itself you should use with your lot generator because I was not able to see this structure from that bridge, which isn't far away. And you definitely should be able to see that. But here's the test right here. Let's see if I freeze again. Come on. Yep. It froze. So something in this area is causing me to crash. Give me 1 second. I have to actually close out. I have to go to the task manager and close out Skyrim. 1 second here. Yeah, it's not responding. Okay. Give it a second, guys. Sorry about that. So something in this area is causing crash issues. And it's actually freezing. It's not even crashing. It's freezing and it's locking my my whole PC up. So give it a second. I don't know if it's this building. I'm gonna have to go through. I don't think I have any conflicts. Alright, that should pop back in. Let me get my display capture up. That'll pop back up for you in a second. Takes. Alright. So what I found is run it with Rebellion off. Although I'm curious about the Whiterun walls now. So let's do that. While we know this is running the way that it is, let's rerun this again. Let me turn off my display capture. We'll do a quick fast travel over to Whiterun and see the lodges from there. Hey Tim. We're doing just some testing right now. A little bit. Nesbitt was saying not to run, I think I mentioned this to you before, but he was saying not to run TPOS 2 with any lot generators. But I'll show you what I found, because I did just that. I ran both TextGen and Dynalod without TPOS 2, without Rebellion, and without Whiterun, his wall mod. Right here. Let me, we're getting in game here. That'll click back over for you. So while it fixed the Rebellion issue visibly from the outside, we encountered a few more issues, and I'll show you what those are in a second here. Alright, let's load up Braven. Okay. And you'll notice I have the volume turned almost all the way down for this. As I said, it's kind of, I'll turn it back up in a little bit. Alright, so let me just TGM here. Okay. So this was running, this is Dynalod successfully initialized. Okay. So I ran Dynalod without TPOS2, without Rebellion, without Whiterun. Okay. So we're at Windhelm now. Let me just get over here where you can see those lovely structures that Nesbitt has that I took on those pictures that you're normally able to see, you cannot see anymore. The one is right at the very base of that bottom waterfall. Let me just force my weather a little bit here. Alright. Right at the base of that waterfall. You can't see any of his structures now without running TPOS with your law generator. I kind of had an idea that was going to happen. He said not to, so I did. Okay. But you can see, there's none of them. You can't see any of it. That's the other scum. There's bandit scum. Okay. The other issue too was rebellion. And I guess these NPCs that are added on here from TPOS, these guys aren't pathing.
Need something?
They're just kind of standing here. Let me get my settings back. Right, that should be okay. A little bit of music. Hey, Mr. B. Welcome. So the other issue was, see how they're popping in now? Let's see where this pops in. Let me just, do I have room to turn around? We'll walk backwards. See when that fades.
Huh?
I just want to go back over probably the bridge. So we're looking at that large structure he's added, the Nordic ruin style. Right there. Okay. So right by the lamppost, right here, is where you'll start to see it pop in. Wow, even the mountains, too. Okay. Let's see where it pops in. Nothing yet, huh? Huh. There it is. Okay. So right here is where it pops in. But when we backtracked, it was on the other side of the bridge. And that's when it disappeared. Okay. So that's something to note. Let me do this. Because I still have I need on. Let me eat some stuff. Because I'm gonna advance time to the daytime the next day. I don't want to be doing this at night just to show. And then again, I'll force the weather to if I need to. Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm hungry and all that other good stuff, right? Water skin. Okay. So let's do that. Let's force the weather one more time. Okay. Alright. Is Eric with me? Alright. So now that's where that's popping in. Now the other issue we had was I'm not even going anywhere near that that added structure. That was having me crash terribly. Freeze. It was causing my game to completely freeze up. So you'll see the rebellion issue is gone. So without loading rebellion with Dyntalot, or if you use SSC Lot Gen, remember we had the floating structure, kind of in this area. I don't know if you can see my cursor. Kind of in this area, the mountains were there, and then this whole area was pretty much open. And you could walk right up the side. Now that's been fixed. But the problem is now, whenever I get right here, it freezes. So something is editing this area, and I'm assuming it's... Oh, let's see. Windhelm Interior Project, ESP. Alright. Reference last changed. Base last changed in Dying-to-Lead. Alright, so we didn't... We with Rebellion loaded and without Rebellion loaded, I crashed in this area. Completely. You can see TPOS Windhelm Interior Project, that is Rebellion. So this... Assuming that was for the snow, yeah. Obsidian Weathers. Okay. Cloud Shape. Rowboat. So the rowboat was added by TPOS 2. Farmhouse Destroyed is also TPOS 2. It is not Rebellion. So this is TPOS 2 content here. Now I'm wondering if I go over to this side if I'm going to crash and freeze. But before I do that, I want to go to Whiterun. We're going to go to Snakeback Bridge. Actually, let's go. Yeah, let's go to the bridge. Like I said, I'm going to delete this autosave and everything. This is just testing. We're going to look at some of the LODs without TPOS 2. I have the feeling they're not going to be good. Or you're not going to be able to see them, I should say. It's probably the best way to explain it. Alright. Is Eric even with me? Let's get him with me. Let's see here. Pan's Tower, yeah. And this is what I'm this is what I'm talking about. This spot of the landscape right here. How you can see how it looks patchy, and but you could see that obviously the mountains are what they are, trees in the distance, but not all of them, some of them. But the landscape itself, once you get past a certain point, it just looks like shit. And this doesn't have anything to do with TPOS. Oh.
There you are.
Bunch of them. That's Eric. Probably should kill him. Don't worry, we're not going to be taking that one. Alright, let's, he'll catch up with us. Let's cross the river. I want to see this other side here. This is from the bridge. Let's see when things start popping in. So Whiterun walls, because we're so close, these are okay. I'm more looking further down, but I'm trying to be as high up as I can. And I'm curious, Tim, maybe you know, or maybe somebody else, is this added by Matthews? Because I took Matthews out. These little trees. Could just be me. The only tree mod I have is EVT. I hope something's not persistent, because like I said, I wiped completely clean. Yeah, alright. So you can see the Whiterun Tower, but you can't see the rest. It's kind of what I expected. Let's get up higher. Alright, this should be a good base. Now let's just watch it. There you go. Let's do that again. Let's get them all to disappear. What about this? Let's check this side while we're over here. This should all be well. We're really coming up. So I think you need to load TPOS 2 with your generator. So the game itself looks good, but like I said, you miss out on seeing all of those structures from a distance if you don't load it in. All right, here we go. Ready? Everything's gone. Here's the test. We're gonna slowly walk forward, and we'll see when they start to pop in. We're right here by the wall. Okay, you can see where my character's at in conjunction with the tree and Pelagia Farms across the way. And you can see how, yeah, even the bridge, the two towers there, you can still see them. Okay. So you can see the Whiterun watchtower, the western watchtower. Pretty soon these are all going to start to pop in. Right there. Yep. Right by this rock. And when I run TPOS2 with Dindalad, they're already there. They're perfect. They're where they're supposed to be. To have pop in like that would totally break the game for me. And I'm assuming a lot of other people as well. Let's check out the vampire towers while we're over here. And even the Whiterun Market. Let's see. I think that should be fine. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and then you can see the rest of the walls kind of pop in. Alright. So the vampire towers. Alright. Can't see them, can you? Alright, see where I'm at? Let's see. Yeah, there's no towers there. Alright. Is that a limitation of the engine? No, if you run it through Dindalad. The distant terrain and architecture, and I'll show you how I have mine set up. So from here I should absolutely be able to see even Nesbit's added structures off in the distance. If I were to run the People of Skyrim 2 through Dindalad, all of his architecture will pop up and I'll be able to see it perfect. Now there's two major towers right here, right in front of me. Now let's see when they start popping in. Right there. There you go. Hold on, let me see if I can get to a higher point. There's two of them. Yep, see it? It's missing. Nord Tower Ruins 01 Mesh. Added by TPOS2. So you can see it's not, there's another tower right here that you can't see. But you see how you can see Silent Moon's camp behind it? I think if I click on that. Nord Temple Plateau Tower 02. So this is the middle structure here. I'm assuming that's what that means. The ramp. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this is the, alright. So let's just see if this pops in. It should. Wow. I'm not that far away. I never had an issue either, Tim. The only reason why I'm doing this is because Nesbit suggested to not run TPOS2, Rebellion, and Whiterun through a LOD generator. He said not to. So, this is my test. But you could see it pop in. I mean, that was clear as day. Let me back up here. Let's look at some other. Let's see if it goes away. Let's see where it goes away. Let's get higher up. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see it over the cliff. Hey, Eric. Let me get back down here again. So we're actually able to. I mean, our distance is gonna be obscured with the grass and the trees and probably this little mound right here. I'll do my best to keep it in. There it is. Okay, so that back tower pops out right here. It's the Western Watchtower. Alright, so you can see the back of the tower there is completely gone. This right here. Okay. Let's see when the other one. Oh. Where am I staying? Log. Trees. Alright, right by the rock. So right here. It's gone. Okay. Should pop into view. Go. Let's take another look. Yeah, my guy's he's probably tired. I know. He's yawning at me. Let's see when it pops in. There it is. All right. So the first tower starts to pop in. Right about here. Okay. I know, Eric. I know. You'll see how close you have to get. This was always one that I mean, I saw this on console too, and console has no way of generating. Like, they can't use SSE Lodge and they can't use Dynalod. There's no way to do it. You see how close I am, right? I mean, this isn't far away. There it is. Wow. So that's the same for the structures that you're going to see throughout the tundra as well. Yeah, like the architecture like that being so close popping in, it just destroys gameplay for me. I've always run it through Dynalod without issue either. I've never had any issues with it, but like I said, we were talking about, because he watched the last stream and he noticed the rebellion issue that I was showing. How you were able to see almost right through the city, but it was blank, but the only thing that you could see were the Watcher statues, the Sovngarde Watcher statues that he has, specifically the big one with Rebellion. So he said, don't run TPOS 2 through your generator. Don't run Rebellion. Now Rebellion fixed it. Not running Rebellion through there fixes that issue. So Rebellion's definitely, but the TPOS, I don't think I can agree. Having being this close and having them pop in, and as you can see, the Whiterun walls. Let's not attack the giant. Let's go this way, since they still have God mode enabled. I might have to run Majestic Mountains, because Dave's without the lot are popping in a little bit too. So you should have walls with the Whiterun mod right around here. Alright, see, there's the outdoor market. Okay. There you go. There's the walls. See that? They weren't there. Now they're there. Let's get to the road and see if I can see it any better. Alright, let's take a look here. That should be the Thalmor outpost. Watch this. Ready? Ah! I saw that. Yeah, so all those walls. Same thing with the, there's all structures all throughout the tundra, right? There's structures throughout the whole game, but that's the main thing. I still don't know what the crash issue is here by Danbar Farmhouse. I want to try from the other side, just to see. Well, no, Dindalad's fine. Dindalad itself is fine. Right? But you got to keep in mind here, what I'm doing is, this is just a test. I'm going to go back, but, you know, normally those structures that are there, hold on, let me force the weather. Okay. Let's go this way to Danbar. We'll walk up and down the side. Now it's probably going to freeze my game at some point here. This particular coast, and I'm assuming it's Rebellion, or there's something with TPOS itself. My load order has been identical almost every time with the way I set things up. And as far as determining a conflict, alright, so if it freezes here, I'm gonna have to open up the task manager and shut it down, but we're gonna... Because last time I was able to see these guys here. Okay, so I can loot. I'm not gonna take. Right on that side by that boat is where I crashed. Or I should say it froze on me. Alright, so I could hit the farmhouse. Let's, Alright, so that eliminates it. Basically what was happening here, inside this little exterior cell that you're staring at is where Rebellion is. But you can't see it, you can't see it now. Now this looks better. But I wonder if I walk... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is where I'm at right now is where Rebellion is. From the outside, this is what you're supposed to be able to see. Nothing. As far as I know, you're not supposed to be able to see anything. Eric, you actually made it up the cliff. Awesome. So something here... There's the water split right there. You can see that. Now, I'm not using realistic water. I'm using just cathedral water. It's just a texture, right? But I wonder if it's the Frozen Marsh Ice Flow O2 NIF. This is Skyrim base. Okay. The rowboat is by TPOS2. The Danbar farmhouse is by TPOS2. Yeah, this is the updated version of TPOS from yesterday, Wind. Yep, I've been playing this whole thing with the updated version. Let's see how close I can get without this crash. This is gonna crash on me. I know it is. You ready? Once I get in the water, here, let's check out the ice flow first. Let's see where I freeze at, or stand right through it. And I apparently have footprints on there too. Okay, because there's technically snow on the ice flow, I guess. Alright, let me come in. Let's see if I hit the water, if I can crash. Should be right here. Alright. I'm able to get up here in the rowboat. Maybe coming from this side, I don't know. Well, that's the damnedest thing. Right? Let's try over here. Actually, before I do that, let me just check these references here. Alright, this is a Skyrim log. This is a rock pile. This is all base Skyrim. Movable static. MS. TT movable static. Okay. FX Rapids Big 01 mesh. So this mesh right here, I wonder if that's what's causing it. Okay, let's try this again. It's probably going to freeze up on you guys. So let's try it. No. Let's try it again. Like I said, I tried to break. This is where I was crashing. Or I was freezing, I should say. Yeah, it's not doing it now. Alright. Well, let's do, we'll do one other quick test and then I'm gonna have to revert. I'm gonna have to put TPOS2 back into Dynalot and run it. Oh, shit, wrong one. That one got enabled. Alright, so there's the bridge. Let's go up this way. Let's see when the other structures start popping in. Like those right there, those Nordic structures. Go up this way. There should be a bunch of them. The thing is that the it's landscape and terrain. Yeah, see? That just popped in. There's gonna be more of them. Let's go up this way. And there's a landscape issue right there. Mountains, trim slab, NIF. It's a mesh. That's a vanilla mesh. What's this one from? This is it's just a rock. Nope, this is added by Rock Cave Entrance 02 mesh. This is TPOS2. Alright, so there's another split. FX waterfall body. Okay, because you could see all the way through it, that's why. So this is the vanilla. This rock here. Rock Cave Entrance. Can I stand through this? I shouldn't be able to. You also shouldn't be able to see through a rock. And I know because there's an edit down there for the Shrine of Temple of Talos. Alright. God damn, are we in combat? Thanks, Eric. You want to get that Ice Wraith too? How about that? How about I, damn it. Let's exit. Oh, we'll let them fight the wolf. Okay. We're looking for popping. We're not looking for... We're not looking for enemies. Ah, we're in combat again. That's awesome. Fair enough. Although you can see Arctic working its magic. Looks pretty good. Yep. Looks really good. Alright, let's see what we can see from up here. The base game. More informative console, yes, Win. thanks, Mr. B. Combination of what am I running? Console. I can't think of the name. It's the widget mod with Skyhood. What's it? File access, Physis. Matter of Time, and I can't think of the actual name of the mod. Console UI replacer. I'm probably butchering it. I'll show you when I get out of here. Like I said, I'm just looking for more things popping in at me. The problem with this too now is that it's not just those architecture structures, it's also the landscape. Because TPOS has landscape within it. If you guys ever notice the terrain around Riften, let's go back this way. Let's go to the other side. We'll do that. We'll swim across. I know it's getting late in the day here with the sun going down and everything, but yeah. Let's see what we can see from up here. This is like, you should be able to see this structure from the Windhelm Bridge, or one of them. There's a couple. So there's the farmhouse. There you can see the Windhelm Bridge. All right, so that's vanilla, right? Let's see where stuff starts popping in, coming down this way. This is always a good test here. Let's get over a little bit more towards here. Alright, right past Inga's Mill. It's gonna be hard to see. Ah, right there, I can see it. Behind the tree. Let's see if I can get over as quickly as I can. Right there, see that structure? You couldn't see it from just a little bit ago. Steel Dork. Oh, random Argonian. So this, we weren't able to see. This is a big structure, right? We weren't able to see this. And now you can. And the normal Windhelm Bridge glitch. But you see Rebellions, you don't have the floating tower there, you can't see through the wall or anything like that. I'm still not sure what's causing that crash by the Danbar boat. But it was crashing earlier, now it's not. It seems to be random. I have no real reason to go over there in the first place. I was just doing that because I was trying to get over to see where Rebellion was. Let's see when this stuff starts popping in. Wow, that's terrible flicker. Look at that. Right there, see? There you go. So it has to be run with Dindalot, otherwise you're gonna see this popping up like crazy. And if you're like me and you're I can't say that I'm nitpicking, but I'm it's not a flaw. I can't say that's a flaw. I'm not the one that created it, nor can I. I have no ability to create something like this. But now, if I'm not able to, yeah, see. You can't see any of those structures. I know. I'm hungry. Alright, so let me, let's quit out. Well, yeah, let's quit out. Okay, go to desktop here. Alright, let me get OBS on. There we go. So, to show you, here's the thing. So with Dindalite output, you're normally supposed to have the lightning bolt and the little plus sign. The last couple times I ran this, there was nothing. When I ran my mage, which is a copy of this setup. Like I said, I don't have any. I just have my modding profile, which has nothing. Well, it has these, but it has them all unchecked because I haven't done anything with it yet. And my Nord, I just copied this whole thing over. When I ran it last time, this was fine. The Dynalot was great. So I'm gonna have to rerun Dynalot and TextGen just to see. Um, I'm gonna have to well, I guess the only one I'm gonna have to leave off would be Rebellion. Rebellion was the only one that I saw a noticeable fix with. Everything else, without having the people of Skyrim 2 active while you run Dynalot, things are gonna just start popping at you like crazy. And to me, that's I can't deal with it. It'd either be run the mod or don't use the mod. And I have to play with the mod, so 'cause I like the changes, but it has to be run through Dindo or SSE Lodgen, whichever one. Let me see if I have SSC. I have it here somewhere. Hold on, let me. Tools. Yeah, SSE Lodgen. You could run either one. I prefer Dindalod. I used to use this. This is the first one I used for any type of Lodgen. It doesn't do nearly as much, but it's solid. It's a solid generator. Um, since then, I've converted over to Dindo, and I love it. I've got the proper versions of both. So, and they're all up to date. So let's see. Let's take Dindalot off. Take TextGen off. Let's remove these. I'm going to shut down MO2 and reopen it. Working on a patch for Ordinator and Valkyrie. The Bard per. Oh, nice. Very cool. I was tempted to run Valkyrie instead of Ordinator for this character. And what was the other one? Aetherius, which changes the perks and it changes the standing stones. That one's by Simon Magus, he's in our Discord, but I don't believe he's really said anything besides hi. But he's in our Discord. He's the author of those. Let's go back here. We will recreate. Okay, we'll create these two, and then you know what? I'm gonna leave these both at the bottom, but activate them. We're gonna rerun everything. So it's going to take a little bit. You guys don't have to hang with me if you don't want to. This is just me setting things up. Um, Tim, I'm not sure. I know you said you were. I think you're still at work for a little bit. A lot of texture size. Do I want to go? Default's 256. To use less VRAM set to 128. Wide set mine to 512. I'm usually fine with that. Everything else is good. Let me pull up my list. Notepad. All right. Let me. No, I don't like this one. Okay, this one's a little bit better. It's bigger too. So it reads bottom to, or top to bottom is the opposite way. I went over this when I started, but you know, a pure bard would be fun to play. I haven't done one of those in a while. Become a bard. any enhancements to the Bard's College, any enhancements to Legacy was stuff. You gotta be kidding me, really? Son of a bitch. Let's see. And if I'm sure I'm not the only one that had issues downloading from Nexus the last couple of days. Yeah, even the website itself is taking forever. Alright. Pull it back up. See what's in the changelog this time. Yep. Oh yeah. Wow. Latoria will not properly give you treasure maps other than 11. Added MCM toggle for animated airship approach. Add script function on Relic Hunter dock. Fixed learning container active. Airship docking scripts updated. Windhelm guard helm display. Fixed windhelm guard helm display. I'm not really sure about that one. Macnarian statue. Tools of Kagranax. Replicas will now auto sort and display correctly. Sextant and Find Relic Power will now properly find Radiant items. Donation box in Hall of Heroes should no longer give you way more money than it was meant to. I'm trying not to give spoilers to those of you who haven't used this yet, but I needed to see what was in the changelog. Go with the 512, thanks Tim. Yeah, that's what I've always gone with, the 512. And I've never had any issues. With at least with text gen. With Dynalot, I think it's the same. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check on that. Ah, okay. It's just who else is? Oh, this is Gamer Poets. Oh, Papyrus Util. Nice. So Michael's going back doing all of his, well, not all of them. He's doing some videos, creation kit installation. He's amazing to see. All of his content. You can right click and open his link for Gamer Poets. I will give him a plug here, even though I'm pretty sure most of you already know who he is and they are. Um, I've been watching their videos since when I was just on console because it was just interesting to me. All right, so I'm gonna have to update this again. Let's see what it goes to. 5.026. Yep. All right, let's check. Text gen should almost be done. Usually about 6 minutes and then it's done. But I'm not going to subject you guys to sitting through a Dynalot run. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to I'll shut the stream down. Probably grab some dinner, or at least some more coffee. We'll let text gen finish before I do this. So I just want to make sure one of them's done. And then later on this evening, probably within an hour to two, I will restart, and I want to continue on the story. But I want to make sure that, yeah, see, there it is, it's done. Alright, so text gen's finished. Let's go back here. So you see how you get the lightning bolt, the plus, when you run text gen, but I have to hit refresh to get rid of this. Dynalot hasn't been doing that, it hasn't been giving me the lightning bolt. Once you hit refresh, this is perfectly fine. You can move this up as needed. But let's, before we run Dyno, let's take Rebellion out as a test. Okay. And of course now I'll run Dandelion. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to subject you guys to doing this. I just want to get through the setup here. So Tim, if you, I'm going to bring this up real quick if you're still here. If you see anything in this opening part here, wait for it to come up, hit advance. All right. So right here, hard to see maybe, but select all. So everything, all the world spaces. I always select high. So mesh rules for unofficial patch, legacy, candles, candles glow effects. Load high mesh rules. Okay. Um, as far as LOD 4, 8, 16, these, like I said, I've never really touched on these at all, but I've gone with max tile size 512. My LOD brightness I set to -2. I don't know if I should change this. I mean, well, yeah, coffee is kind of dinner. Hey, Sonar. The patches were updated too? Son of a bitch. They should have just left it alone. I mean, it's great, but it's like update, 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 update. And the mod is so big, and I'm not restarting. I had this character's preset saved though, so that's a good thing. Near grid to load. 11 was default. 21 is odd numbers only greater than. Yeah. I think this is default. This is what it came with. I did change the LOD brightness. This, I think it defaults at 0, but I had it set to -3 at one point. Now I've reduced it to -2. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I need to touch the grids. I normally don't ever touch anything that says grid to load. You grid to load, near far. I don't ever touch these. Um, Windows high, Thick Lights Child World. Yeah, I could hit default, and that would just change everything here, but you know, this has been the same. This has been the same that I've had the entire time, so we'll run it. I don't think there's anything. Ah, legacy. Okay, sweet. Thanks, Tom. Yeah. All right, we'll run Dindal, and I'll call it here while this thing's running. Like I said, this is gonna take me with everything between 12 and 18 minutes, sometimes a little more. I don't think. Let's see. I'm about average, almost 350 mods. This is about normal-ish for me. So let's make sure everything else is good. Yeah. Okay, we'll run this. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this part of the stream. I'll have to report what I found, or if Nesbit winds up seeing this. Um, I did link it in his Discord forum. So I like I said, I couldn't replicate those crashes. I froze by the Danbar house 2 times, and then I didn't freeze. So not 100% sure what's going on, but like I said, I'm gonna let Dindalad do its thing. It's gonna run. I'm gonna grab a little bit of food and some coffee. I'll be back later, probably about an hour or so, maybe a little bit more. So that's about it. I will see you later. Bye.